His History of America's Founding Year is in its 28th week on the bestseller list. Al Franken is in the 9th slot with his critique of the Bush administration, The Truth with Jokes. James Fry rounds out the top 10. My Friend Leonard details his friendship with a mobster. For more information, visit the New York Times website at nytimes.com and click on Books.
In Pornofied, Pamela Paul argues that women are being urged to embrace pornography in today's culture. She's one of several authors at this panel about the current state of sexuality in America, hosted by New School University in New York City. Portions of this hour 40-minute program contain language that some may find offensive.
You all have the bios for tonight's speakers, so I'm not going to go too into depth, but I do want to introduce them all briefly. We're thrilled that they could be here with us tonight. It's a very accomplished, talented panel. We're thrilled that they took the time to come here tonight and talk about this very interesting and provocative topic. Starting on my left, just on my left, Pamela Paul is the author of both Pornofied, How the Culture of Pornography is Transforming Our Lives, Our Relationships, and Our Families, and The Starter Marriage and the Future of Matrimony. A journalist, Pamela is a contributor to Time magazine and has written for numerous publications, including The Economist, the New York Times Book Review, and Psychology Today. She speaks frequently on TV and radio about issues related to marriage and divorce, social and demographic trends, and generational issues. Nadine Strassen. Nadine is a law professor at New York Law School and since 1991 has been the first woman to serve as president of the American Civil Liberties Union. Named by numerous magazines over the years as one of the most influential women in America, Nadine writes extensively and spends much of her time traveling and speaking to groups in the U.S. and abroad, as well as appearing on TV news shows and talk radio. She's the author of Defending Pornography, Free Speech, Sex, and the Fight for Women's Rights. Nelson George is a writer and cultural critic and has written numerous fiction and nonfiction books, including Hip Hop America, Night Work, and he was co-writer of Russell Simmons' autobiography, Life and Death. His story, It's Never Too Late in New York, appeared in Susie Bright's collection of Best American Erotica 2005. And also a filmmaker, Nelson was an investor in Spike Lee's She's Gotta Have It and has several films of his own, including To Be a Black Man with Samuel Jackson and a documentary, A Great Day in Hip Hop. Ariel Levy. Ariel is a writer for New York Magazine, and her work has also appeared in Vogue, Slate, Men's Journal, and Blender magazines. She's the author of the recently released book, Female Chauvinist Pigs, Women and the Rise of Raunch Culture. Kay Heimowitz is the William E. Simon Fellow at the Manhattan Institute and a contributing editor of the City Journal. She's a principal contributor to Modern Sex, Liberation, and Its Discontents, and is author of Liberation's Children, Parents and Kids in a Postmodern Age. Kay has written for many publications, including the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal. And Katie Ornstein is an award-winning author, journalist, and cultural critic who writes on women's politics, popular culture, mythology, human rights, and Haiti. Her work has appeared in the New York Times, the Washington Post, and Ms. Magazine, among other places, and she's the author of Little Red Riding Hood Uncloaked, Sex, Morality, and the Evolution of a Fairy Tale. And Katie's moderated several conversations with us, so I'm going to turn the conversation over to her.